Naira redesign. All is set for Saturday's election as INEC gets cash from CBN. Explosion rocks broadcast station in Rivers State. And on the foreign scene, Sudanese demonstrators take to the street to protest military rule. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us. And now the news in full. Supreme Court on Wednesday begins hearing the suit challenging the Naira redesign policy. At the resumed hearing, the Apex Court granted motion to joinder earlier filed by 7 other states seeking to join the matter instituted by Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara states. The Supreme Court panel has risen from hearing of the Naira redesign and swap policy to resume shortly. The 7-member panel of justice, led by Justice Inyang Okoro, said the move is to allow the exchange of fresh applications by lawmakers. The panel said that the substantive matter and the commutual proceedings against the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, must be decided this Wednesday. On the coming election, the Independent National Electoral Commission has received cash from the Central Bank of Nigeria for election logistics. A National Commissioner of INEC disclosed this to Daily Trust on Tuesday night. There had been apprehension over the inability of INEC to get cash from the CBN, even though its budget is a first-line charge. This was a result of the cashless policy introduced by the CBN with the support of the federal government. The commission explained that even though it does most of its payments through online transfers, some specific services must be paid for in cash. The INEC National Commissioner, who spoke in confidence, said branch controllers of the CBN have been instructed to disburse the funds to INEC offices in the state. He said the commission had asked security operatives to work closely with INEC to ensure a hitch-free disbursement from the commission's state headquarters to the local government areas. Confirming the release of the funds, the Oyo State Rec, Dr. Adeniran Rahman Teller, told journalists at a news conference that the commission had secured CBN to offset the payments of ad hoc staffs. The National Security Advisor to the President, retired Major General Babagana Monguno, has warned against any plot to exploit the current socio-economic situation in the country to ignite civil unrest before, during, and after the general elections. The National Security Advisor, who was represented, gave the warning during the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security meeting held by the Independent National Electoral Commission headquarters in Abuja. The security advisor said the government was aware of plots by domestic subversive groups and their external collaborators to exploit the current socio-economic climate in the country occasioned by well-intended government policies to ignite civil unrest. On his part, the INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu said the commission was encouraged by the assurance of security in all locations where elections and electoral activities will be conducted. The INEC chairman said the meeting was to fine-tune the committee's operation plan for the forthcoming elections to guarantee safety of all.
The concerted effort of security and the intelligence agencies to effectively neutralize the prevailing security challenges associated with insurgency, terrorism, kidnapping, banditry, separatist agitations, resource-based and communal conflict, among others. The foregoing,
but also the security of all those involved in the process, ranging from INEC officials, the facilities we are going to use for the election, as well as all those who have legitimate business to be part of the electoral process, from the observers to journalists representing various national and international media organizations, to service providers like transporters and others, but above all, the voters who will cast their votes in about 177,000 locations nationwide on Saturday.
In politics, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, on Tuesday described President Muhammadu Buhari's support for him ahead of the Saturday's poll as a poster, that will enable him to work for a better Nigeria if elected. Tinubu made the declaration during a rally held at Teslim Balogun Stadium, Surulere in Lagos State. At the rally, which served as the grand finale of the APC presidential campaign, the former Lagos governor, while addressing President Buhari, assured that he will work hard for Nigeria, just as the president is working hard to see that he is elected. Tinubu promised to vigorously pursue the Renewed Hope manifesto for the good of all Nigerians.
But I assure you, as you work hard for me, I will work hard for Nigeria.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
As you give Nigeria the hope to renew their faith in their country, I will sustain that hope. Those who look helpless today will be helpful in this country. All the agenda set in our program, Renewed Hope Manifesto, will be pursued diligently, vigorously, with all our energy.
Raise
the hand of the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ahmed Tinubu, and the governor of Lagos State, Sam Olu. Congratulations, and I wish APC the real best of luck. Thank you very much.
This is a sad one of our own. Taiwo Yushau, a cameraman with Trust TV, a subsidiary of Media Trust Group, publishers of the Daily Trust titles, was attacked at the Teslim Balogun Stadium venue of the grand finale rally of the All Progressive Congress presidential campaign. Taiwo was attacked at one of the gates of the stadium despite carrying the press tag issued by the APC for journalists covering the rally. While President Muhammadu Buhari, who was expected, at the rally, and the dignitaries, including the presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, were yet to arrive at the venue, the Trust TV cameraman, who has covered several rallies of the party held in the state, was stopped from entering despite all entreaties to them that he was a journalist assigned to cover the rally. He was not only stopped at the gate by the hoodlums, he was also beaten severely or severely as they accused him of forging the tag. He disclosed that some bouncers were hired to man the gate, and one of them handed him over to the thugs, who beat him mercilessly, insisting he was working for the opposition PDP. 13 governorship candidates in Katsina State have signed a peace accord to ensure peaceful conduct on March 11 election. The peace accord signing is at the instance of Police Department of State Security and other security agencies. Abdullahi Yamadi completes the report. Okay, ahead of the 2023 polls, which is just a few days ahead, away, youth in the FCT have been urged to shun any acts of violence that could jeopardize the conduct of credible polls. The FCT Minister, Mohammed Bello, made the call at a youth sensitization program organized by the Abuja Residents Youth Association. Trust TV's Mardia Umar tells us more.
At the sensitization campaign, the president of the Abuja Resident Youth Association, Mukhtar Akoshile, stated that electoral violence perpetrated by youths has been a major clog in the wheel of Nigeria's development. Akoshile maintained that the power of the youths is in their votes, assuring that they will use it as an instrument that will propel peace in Nigeria in the forthcoming election.
They should go out there and vote for their choice candidates. We are aware of the challenges the nation is facing, but they should not let that derail their thinking by going or trying to go out on Saturday to vote. We do not want to believe that some people are trying to gather anywhere to perpetrate any evil. As young people, our readers is everywhere.
All of us are aware how Nigerian politicians used to cajole youth due to the poverty in the land, to use them for election violence by giving them the stipend, to use them as a dog to disrupt the election process. And we as an Abuja Youth Residents Association, it is our responsibility to come out to give our youth orientation and sensitize them.
Pauline Okudi, who is optimistic about the upcoming polls, shared her expectations.
Praying that let the hand of God visit this election because and we need the right person to sit on the throne who will rule us as a better Nigeria, who will bring the children and the youth future to reality.
The FCT Minister, Mohammed Bello, who spoke through the FCTA Permanent Secretary, advised the youths to take the forthcoming election as a rare opportunity to vote credible leaders rather than engage in violent activities.
Our voice will count by the way you use your ballot, the power that you have. You remember it is one man, one vote. And the government has done a lot to assure us that all your votes will count. So what should we do? Come next Saturday, come with your PVC, go to your polling booth, cast your vote, and wait peacefully.
One aspect of the elections that the world will be looking out for when Nigerians head to the polls is the turnout of Nigeria's huge youth population, which makes up over 80% of newly registered voters, according to Nigeria Independent National Electoral Commission. Mardia Umar, Trust TV News.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, rampant cases of phone snatching. Details on this and more after the break. Stay with us.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Nigeria, now we country. APC, not the party. Now one man be a choice. At last, the elections are here. Let's turn out en masse on election day and vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as President of Nigeria for a renewed hope and a better Nigeria. Vote APC, the party that shows a broom.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. And here is a recap of our top stories. We brought you Supreme Court hears suit on Naira redesigned. And all is set for Saturday's election as INEC gets cash from CBN. Now moving on to more stories, we go in with security. Gunmen on Tuesday night allegedly attacked a popular radio station, Wish FM 99.5, and the Atlantic Television Network in Ozuobo in the Obio Akpo local government area of Rivers State, with explosive devices suspected to be a dynamite as well as gunshots. The incident, which occurred around 8:40 p.m., led to the destruction of some equipment and property in the facility, which houses the two media outfits owned by a member of the House of Representatives, Chinyere Igwe, who is a supporter of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar. When contacted on Wednesday morning, the media outfit's owner confirmed the incident, adding that no life was lost. Spokesperson, Rivers State Police Command, SP Grace Iringe Koko, said the command is yet to determine what happened. The Nigeria Police Command has said it has commenced a full-scale investigation into the alleged extrajudicial killing, corruptions, and high-handedness leveled against some police officers serving at the Zone 13 Command, Ukpo Dunukofia, under the Anambra State Command. This was revealed by the Force Public Relations Officer Olomuyiwa Adejobi on his official Twitter handle. He said the investigator has moved to scenes and sits for on-site assessment, while revealing that the particular officers accused of the alleged heinous crimes were never arrested nor detained. This is coming after an anonymous blogger, Gistlover, on Instagram revealed with evidence that 3 officers attached to the Zone 13 Command Ukpo Dunukofia were involved in extrajudicial killings, organ harvesting and trading, extortion. Following the revelation, the Inspector General of Police, Osman Al-Ali Baba, set up a special investigation team to commence investigations into the grave allegations revealed by the anonymous blogger. Also in security, Osun State Police have arrested 7 men for allegedly housebreaking and phone theft in Osogbo, the state capital. The suspects, who were paraded at the police headquarters in Osogbo, confessed to the crime. Hamid Oyegbade reports.
The incidences of phone snatching by hoodlums and phone theft by burglars were rampant in Osun State. The new commissioner of police in the state, Kainde Lunge, assured residents that the menace would be curtailed. The efforts of police yielded positive results with the arrest of these suspects, who confessed to their involvement in phone theft.
We have placed appropriate strategies to curb criminality in Osun State. Not just phone snatchers, any form of criminality will be checked. And importantly, there is adequate assurance for the good people of Osun that they will enjoy peace and tranquility now, during the election, after the election, and throughout. The men are up to the task, and they will ensure there is tranquility in the state.
There was a guy that brought a phone to me for repair. After repairing, I will have to sell it for him. So this outside guy was the one that bought the phone. After I bought the phone, maybe they tracked the phone and they made the phone with him. Maybe the holders of the phone were with him, and he actually sell it to the other guy, which is in sitting down. So that was what happened. I'm at that shop at the Kufun.
We burgled a shop. We stole phones and other items from the shop. We plead with government to have mercy on us. We know that we committed the crime. I bought 4 stolen phones. I sold each to another person. When I sold the phone to him, the police now arrested him.
CP Kainde reiterated his commitment to rid the state of criminal elements and ensure safety of lives and property in the state.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities, Gombe State University Chapter, has decried the non-payment of 13 months arrears of 2020 promotion. Speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, the ASU branch chairman, Suleiman Salihu Jauro, said the challenges in the university have severely eroded staff morale due to the present-day economic reality in the country. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Presently, the Gombe State government has paid the outstanding 2 months' salaries of lecturers of the state-owned university, which held amidst the prolonged ASU strike last year. But for the lecturers, there are a lot of unpaid entitlements they want the Gombe State government to address.
Non-increment in the monthly subvention to the university to the tune of 250 million naira in order to enable the university seamlessly honor its obligations of payment of salaries and overhead expenses. 2. Non-implementation of staff promotions. Promotion of staff has since 2020 become a luxury in the university, to the extent that the arrears of the promotion up to 13 months of 2020 promotion has not been paid, and the 2021 and 2022 promotion exercises are yet to be implemented.
According to the union, non-payment of accumulated earned academic allowance in the university for period covering 2015, 2016 to 2019, 2020 sessions has affected the morale of lecturers at the institution.
The non-implementation of the consequential adjustment in salaries arising from the upward review of minimum wage to 30,000 naira in 2019, to which the state government has implemented to workers across the state level. On this, we are calling the attention of the government to extend this kind gesture to staff in the university.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities asked the Gombe State government to address the issues raised to ensure a more stable industrial atmosphere in the state. As at the time of filing this report, Trust TV was awaiting a response from the Gombe State government on the matter. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
And now from the foreign scene, hundreds of Sudanese protesters took to the streets of Khartoum on Tuesday, demanding the ouster of the country's military rulers and rejecting a deal from the late last year for the gradual transfer of power to civilian leaders. Riot police fired tear gas at protesters, and confrontations took place between security and protesters. Sudan has been in turmoil, since an uprising overthrew long time in the autocratic ruler, Omar al-Bashir. And on Tuesday's demonstration is the latest in a long string of protests. Earlier this week, one of Sudan's top generals who led a coup against the country's transitional government in 2021 called the takeover a mistake. Tuesday's protest was led by the Resistance Committees, a grassroots group that has steadfastly rejected any negotiations with the Sudan military. Leaders of General Abdel Fattah Burhan and General Dagalo, the protest group has called for both men to be tried in the court. And lastly, moving on to sports, we have Nigerian Super Falcons who ended their 7-game losing streak after beating Costa Rica 1-0 in their final game at the Revelation Cup on Wednesday morning. Esther Okoronkwo scored the decisive goal a minute before the break. It was the team's first goal in the four-nation invitational tournament, having failed to hit the target in their previous two games against the host Mexico and Colombia. The Super Falcons will now shift attention to another invitational tournament billed for Turkey in May. The win will no doubt ease pressure on head coach Randy Waldrum, who has come under intense criticism for the team's poor run of form. The former African champions are gearing for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, which will take place in Australia and New Zealand this summer. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust TV News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.